So we've got a date and a venue for the Zhang Joyce rematch. It will be September 2nd at the OVO Arena in Wembley, London. Now, for those of you who are not from London and certainly not from the UK, the OVO Arena in Wembley is not the same as Wembley Stadium, because I've seen a few people make that mistake. The OVO Arena is the arena opposite Wembley Stadium, which has a capacity of about, 10,000 or something like that? It's way smaller than Wembley Stadium. Wembley Stadium's capacity is 80,000 or 90,000, whatever it is. OVO Arena opposite, literally across the street, is I think about 10,000, 8,000, between 8 and 12, something like that in terms of the capacity. Anyway, Zhang Joyce 2. Now, a lot of people are of the view that Joyce was actually starting to break Zhang down or tire Zhang out at the very least at the time the fight was stopped because of Joyce's eye injury. And many believe that if Joyce can just avoid getting hit on that eye, that he can break Zhang down in the rematch. It wouldn't shock me or anything like that if Joyce managed to win the return. But if you look at that Zhang Hrgović fight, Zhang at moments, at times in the fight, did appear to be a bit winded, but then he was able to come back and put it on Hrgović late. So I wouldn't underestimate Zhang's ability to pace himself over the 12 rounds. Yeah, he was maybe starting to feel the pace a little bit at the time when the Joyce fight was stopped, but I think he's a good pro. He's cognizant of not completely emptying the gas tank and leaving himself with nothing, as he did against Jerry Forrest. I think he's learned from that. He doesn't want to make that same mistake again, and he didn't make that mistake against Filip Hrgović. I'm not anticipating he's going to make that mistake in the Joyce rematch. I think Joyce is in for a very, very tough time again. I don't think Joyce will be as bad as he was first time. It will be difficult for him to be because, as so many people have pointed out, he looked like he'd never seen a southpaw before. Even people who have been involved in training Joyce, like, for example, Richie Woodall, who was up there in Team GB when Joyce was an amateur, he said that Joyce, and I've seen Joyce myself in amateur fights, deal with southpaws no problem. But when it came to Zhilei Zhang, he was all over the place. I mean, I'll give you an example. Joe Joyce fought Bakatir Jalilov, fought him in an amateur fight and broke his spirit. And Jalilov is not only a good southpaw, he's a very dangerous southpaw. Very sharp left hand, tremendous power in that left hand. Very accurate, athletic, and Joyce basically just steamrolled him. Jalilov looked like he wanted to quit in the fight. So Joyce has shown that he can deal with southpaws in the amateurs at a high level. But against Zhang, he was just like a fish out of water. Maybe because he hadn't fought a southpaw in a long time. Maybe he was overconfident. Maybe he started believing all this iron jaw stuff and believing he could just walk through people and didn't need to worry too much about what was coming back. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just Zhilei Zhang's style. Maybe there were certain feints and things he was doing that some of the other southpaws that Joyce has fought didn't do. Maybe it was also Zhang's size, because Zhang is a very heavy fighter. Again, going back to the Jalilov fight, although Jalilov is, I think, slightly taller than Joyce, he's not as bulky, not as heavy. Joyce was able to bully him around, manhandle him. Couldn't do that with Zhang. Zhang appeared to be at least as strong as Joyce was. And when you're someone who is used to imposing yourself on your opponents, and physical strength is a very big part of your game, imposing your physical strength, when you can't do that to an opponent, sometimes it can completely throw you off. Perhaps that's what happened to Joe Joyce. Will he come in heavier this time? Is he still training with Salas? Has he lost faith in Salas? I don't know. Has he lost faith in that strength and conditioning coach who got him down to whatever weight he was at? I think sometimes people overanalyze. I don't necessarily think the weight had that much to do with Joyce losing to Zhang. I think it was more a stylistic thing. If Joyce was heavier, yeah, he's got more weight to push against Zhang, but then he's going to be even slower. Maybe he's going to be even easier to hit. Maybe his punch output is going to be lower. There's a reason that he wanted to come in lighter for the Zhang fight. Joyce actually felt a bit tired in that Joe Parker fight. Even though he won with a late knockout, he felt like he wanted to have more energy than he did in that one. Be a bit lighter on his feet. Anyway, if I had to pick right now, I'd probably say Zhang wins again. But the way I see it is maybe 60-40 in Zhang's favor, maybe 55-45 in Zhang's favor, something like that. So I still see this as a competitive fight, a fight that Joe Joyce could definitely win. But based upon what I saw first time out, I still got to go with Zhang. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below.